I just opened 6 packs of Gatecrash, and I'm going to pretend that I would have been at a sealed event, and I'm going to try to make a deck out of these cards. So as you can see, I've got the white cards, blue, black, red, green, and then the 5 guilds. So if you look at these cards, you'll see that my Simic pulls weren't really that great. So off the top, I would say I've only got an instant and 2 creatures, even though they're low drops. I would probably have said right there and then no Simic for me. The mirror, likewise, I've got 2 creatures. I've got 3 creatures in the mirror. I'll think about that one. In the case of Boros, of course, I pulled the Boros Charm, uh, but I've only got 2 creatures, so I'm going to leave those as options. Gruul looks the best, which really almost means that because Naya is so good these days, Naya meaning being white, red, and green, this already looks like a good selection. My Orsov selection doesn't look that great either. It's all right. I would have to look at my whites and my blacks. I know I pulled some heavy blacks that in a limited event, no matter how much I love black cards, these cards are just way heavy. All right, so that's Lord of the Void, which is a 7-drop, and Sepulchral Primordial. So I'm already pretty much gonna look at Naya. I'm gonna take out from this selection the black cards, and I'm gonna take out the blue cards. I'm gonna set up my camera the way that I normally do, and just have Gruul, Boros, white and red, which I have a bunch of from these 6 packs, and green. I'll first take a look at the others, meaning the key runes, my mana base. Of course, if I'm going to go 3-color in a limited event, that's pretty rough. So I've got a couple of artifacts. The mirror's out. Very nice selection of the artifacts, even the Gruul key rune. I've got a couple of Boros Guild Gates, which is pretty good. A Boros key rune, a Gruul key rune. Then the Glaring Spotlight and Sky Blinder Staff. I'm going to think about. So I'm going to set aside the artifacts, not key runes, in a group by themselves. But I already know that I'm going to be using these 2, the Gruul and the Boros. And I already know that I'm going to use for my mana base these 2 Boros Guild Gates. Right, so then let's do a little bit of a creature count. So I've got these creatures, some good green creatures here. I'll set aside the non-creature spells. That's for green. Then for red, okay, another creature. Not that many creatures, but in red I'm not going to be focusing on the creatures. I'm going to be focusing on everything else. Okay, so those are my red creatures. Then white, got there's a Boros Elite, not bad. Another creature. Then it's a 3-drop, but still, it's a creature, and in limited, you want to, especially in Naya, which you really want to have a bunch of creatures. These are non-creature spells again. So that's a good number of creatures. Of course, there's Boros Charm. It's another creature. There's another creature. Okay, so if I go through my creatures now, got a good haul from 6 packs for a Naya deck. I've got something like 20 of them, and I really want to pick 17. I know for a fact this one's going in. Anything that's a 3-drop or less is probably going to go in from the beginning. 1 drop, another 1 drop. Okay, so there you have another 3 drops. So everything that's a 3 drop, 2 drop, or 1 drop is going to pretty much be an automatic in. Okay, so now all my heavies are to the side. I see, I think these are good candidates anyway, so I'll set them aside, but I'll go through my 1 drops. So my 1 drops, the Denison's pretty good. Anything that's a 1 drop I'm going to keep, no matter, even if it's kind of not that great. This is an Orsov Dutiful Throw, so it's out. So I'm going to have Boris Elite, another Dutiful Throw, sorry, Orsov, so not there. So all I have is 3 1 drops. I'm keeping those. Then these all look pretty good. Blood Rush. So I've got 4 2 drops. So I'm up to 7 creatures. Notice that I'm not doing a lot of philosophical talking. I mean, it's limited, so you're just going to pick whatever you have. And then all these 3 drops. Reach and Evolve. It's a Simic, but it's okay. It's pure green. Blood Rush. Then the Denizens. And then you've got the Skylight Legionnaire. So for your 1, 2, and 3 drop creatures, I already have 3, 6, 9, 10, 12. And I said I needed 17, which means, true to the nature of limited, that if I picked all my heavy drops, I would have 17. But then I'm going to go into my artifacts and see if I can be rescued. Well, I at least want to put Armored Transport in here because Armored Transport is kind of like a funnel, you know, because it says prevent all combat damage that would be dealt to Armored Transport by creatures blocking it. It's really great. It can be blocked by anything, and it won't kill Armored Transport. So I'm already down to 12. 3, 6, 9, 10, 12, 13. So all I need is 4, so I got to pick one of these not to use. Saraki Tiger, you gain 1 life. So it's 13, yeah, I need 4. The Griffin is a flyer, so that's pretty good. These you gain 2 life. This uncommon's rather heavy. When it blocks, it gets +C, +0, +3. But it's a 5/3/3. I'm going to say for limited, no. So I'm going to go with these. So this is a pretty low drop selection. And then, of course, the Armored Transport is a 3 drop. So if I look at all these cards that I've got here, there you can clearly see 17. And then I'm going to go for my non-creature spells. I know that this one's probably in. Creatures your opponents control with hexproof can be the target of spells and abilities you control, as though they didn't have hexproof. After paying 3, you're going to sacrifice it, and creatures you control gain hexproof until end of turn and are unblockable this turn. That's pretty good. I'm going to say that's in. So we had 17, we need 6 more, so we only really need 5 more cards that are not lands. And I already had 2 key runes, 1 of each, so I'm going to drop those in. So now I'm down to needing 3 cards, and I'm going to go through, of course, and pick, naturally, Boris Charm. So now I'm down to 2. And if I look through very quickly my low drops, this will target blocked creature. Enchanted creature has protection from multicolored. Got 2 of those. Those are pretty low drops. I've got a really great selection, but because I'm using the key runes, it's going to be hard to pick any one of these cards. And so I think that's it. And I would keep this in my you know, I would pay attention to these as my sideboard as I played. But I think we have a deck. And the deck has these 23 cards, and then I would add, of course, the 2 Boros Gilgates, and then an assortment of white, green, and red. So there you have it, 2 Guild Scorn. Let me go through them. Well, I don't think I have enough time, but either way, that's the deck. So 2 Guild Scorn Swarm, Guild Scorn Ward, a Smite. Those are my low value 2 enchantment auras and 1 instant. My Boros Charm, then a couple of key runes, a really nice artifact, and then a low selection of 1, 2, and 3 drops with a couple of 4 drops because it's limited, and that's 17 creatures.